time is now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to NUFC Talk TV live once again here on a Monday night, Monday evening, 3:30 in the United States of America, and it is 9:30 in the UK. So welcome, folks. Good night, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Maybe, I don't know. There's a possibility this morning somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Australia, might be. It's Australia. But anyways, folks, how's it going? We got the Mighty Win. We got Boki. We got Dr. Omar, who's in Newcastle right now, is from what I heard. And but of course, you Dubai, right? Is that where your main place, Dubai, right? Correct, Dr. Umar?
Yeah.
There you go. Dubai, and it is what, 50 degrees? Mercy, man, 50 degrees in Dubai. It's hot, boys. Even in the UK, it's hot, and too hot for the Mighty Wind's liking. That's for certain. And when you don't even get out, man. What are you talking about? Why is it too hot for you?
I like to be comfortable. I'm built for comfort these days.
Oh, that's forget. But you guys don't have air conditioning. That's the problem, though. That's the problem right there.
No. You need air conditioning about 3 days a year here.
Oh, my goodness. Anyways, folks, number one thing everybody needs to do right now is smash the like button. Smash that like button. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime. It doesn't cost you anything. It's effortless. Hit the like button right now. Just bang. Hit the like button and you're done. You help support the channel. Come on, do that right now. You can super chat via the $sign on the bottom right corner to highlight your comment, to direct the show, if you will. You can do it that way. You can give memberships away or become a member yourself. Member shows are coming up this week as the season starts. We got the Jordy Bias show after the presser on Friday. We got the Player Scores podcast after the match reaction, as well as we got the tactical analysis from Gary as well after match day. So after the match. So stay tuned. NTTV Plus tier. The NTTV Plus tier, that's $4.99, will get you every single thing that you need to get if you're a watcher, if you're a fan of this channel. So please smash the like button and become a member if you can do that.
And subscribe. We are 150 away from 7,000 subs.
We are a few. That's right. We're only 100 and what is it? 100 and what you said?
150 away.
There you go. 150. Well, I don't know if we can reach that tonight, but we'll try.
Let's
150.
try.
150.
If you
So
haven't subscribed already, please subscribe.
that is right, ladies and gents. Come on, do that right now. All right. So we got a lot of things to talk about, quite honestly. A lot of news. One of the big ones that actually creeped up on me, I wasn't going to talk about this to start, but it is happening. The Keith Downey reporting that Monaco is interested in signing Kieran Trippier. Now, that's going to create a conversation because some people are going to be divided. You know, he's older. He's got a year left. Sell him. Or there will be fans like Mighty Win who wants to keep him. And I don't know if I disagree with that, to be honest. I don't know if I disagree with that assessment. But let's talk about that first. Again, Keith Downey saying that Monaco are interested in signing Newcastle United Kieran Trippier. The French side are weighing up an approach to Newcastle, and they're very keen on the right back. Newcastle do not want to lose the England international, who is a key player for Eddie Howe. Trippier has 1 year left on his contract. Trippier's former Spurs teammate Eric Dyer plays for Monaco as we speak. So, folks, what do you make of this thing? Nobody was expecting it, I don't think. This was shocking.
It doesn't surprise me at all that somebody should be interested in Kieran Trippier because he's still a very, very good player.
Mm-hmm.
And would I want to lose him for what we'll get for him? No, I wouldn't. I would rather keep him and pay his wages. He's on 120 grand a week, so it's going to cost us $6 million for the year. Big deal, $6 million. You're not going to get a replacement for him for anywhere near that. And let's, if he can continue performing the way he did towards the back end of last season, that'll do for me. Thank you very much.
Well, I think I agree to a certain extent. Boki, what do you make of this whole? I mean, we have the Isak situation lined up. We have other things, other targets that Newcastle are looking to move to, but then you get a bombshell of Trippier possibly leaving. Would that be somebody that you're interested in getting rid of or not?
Shock horror, I agree with Win. If we can keep him, then we should. The only thing is, if a bid comes in of 8 to 10 million for a player on such a short contract and high wage, do we have to accept? Do we have to look at that? I think we probably do.
Mm,
Well, it depends what the offer is. If it's sort of an offer of like 3, 4, 5 million, then it's not worth selling them. If
right.
it's eight, ten
Right, I think
million,
12, 12 million is what's been bandied about, I think.
well, 12 million, then yes, you sell them.
You
As
reckon?
in, yeah,
Ooh,
because you're getting money for a player that, to be fair to the lad, he's done brilliant forward, and he's a great player.
Listen, what I would say in this
But if you're
situation is if
getting rid of,
Trippier expresses a desire to leave, then he goes with our blessing.
100%. And this
You
this
know,
is not
absolutely.
this is not based on Trips the player. It's based on Trips the age. If you
Yeah.
can get £12 million for a player of his age, then you have to kind of accept that.
yeah. Well, let's hear Omar's thoughts on this, and then we can get into the open discussion on this whole situation. Um, Dr. Omar, what do you think about Trippier leaving? 1 year left in his contract. Monaco seems to be interested, although no official offer yet. But what is your stance on this situation?
Can you guys hear me and see me? I'm having some
Yeah, yeah.
technical issues. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Well, good.
Yeah, I think with trips, I think it's probably time to sell him. To be honest, if we can get 10 to 12 million, he's at the right age to be moved on. If we're thinking about PSR and investment further down the line, it's probably a good time to. And I think we've got cover in that position.
Well, do we? Well, I mean, the right back would be Kraft, the backup, and then you got what,
And then
Livramento.
you've got Harrison Ashby, who's played in two of the
Yeah,
Well,
pre-seasons.
it might actually work that way, but then how do you replace the experience? You know,
That's
the
the $1 million
especially in
question, isn't it? Especially in
especially
the
in Champions
dressing room.
League and the dressing room. Yeah, that's right. Especially in Champions League, that's going to be massive as well.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. And by the way, it begs the question how Isak is. What was he thinking? Because if there is somebody that left Atletico Madrid, their former club, came here and still left in good standings with Diego Simeone, as we saw that he was very much, they
Um,
cherished each other, they hugged each other, and by the way, that wasn't I thought that was an abrupt sale at the time. That wasn't something that
he only said he wanted him to stay.
exactly, and so I think it was his family that wanted to come back to
Yeah.
England, and so he was out of nowhere. So the fact that Simeone didn't still holds him in high regards, and also hugging with other players there, other veterans like Koke. So it just puts everything into perspective. Um, I mean, let's get into the open discussion there. I mean, because this is something to discuss between fans. I mean, I don't know how to feel about it, but because if you put the thought of, yeah, it's 1 year left in his contract. I mean, and we do got Livramento there, who's probably going to start anyway, or is he not? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I think you. I think my ideal is Tino starts, and we've got Trips there, who's an excellent replacement for rotation. So we're not burning the players out. Rotational substitutions. Uh, that would be my long-term thinking.
I think it's one of those ones where you can sort of flip the coin, and nobody's right, nobody's wrong. You keep him, and we're not losing anything because he's a brilliant player, and he's able to fill in when needed in the squad. He's a great. He's passionate. He's a great player.
As well, of
If we
course.
do if we do sell him, then you're getting 10, 12 million for a player who, is at the end of his career. So we're
Yeah.
kind of getting more money back for him. So there's no right answer to this one. It's sort of it's
Hmm.
just a personal decision, or probably from Howe, over how he feels he wants to, what he wants to do with a player.
Yeah.
And how being how, I think you'll probably give a large part of that decision to Trippier. Now, whether that's right or wrong, whether Howe should decide what he wants for the club and put his foot down and say that's what's happening,
Well, I mean,
or whether he should give Trippier his flowers and say, look, what do you want to do? Because
Well,
whatever you want to do, it's fine with us.
but you would assume that Eddie Howe would would weigh the pros and the cons and say, well,
Yeah,
if I keep him, great.
exactly.
If he leaves, great. Then that's his decision. Then you make it his
Yeah.
decision. So interesting. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen now. He's been talked about wanting to leave before, kind of like Isak, but he didn't do what Isak the how far Isak has gone certainly. But he was rumored last season, and nothing else happened about it. He decided to stay. So I don't know. I don't know if he's still in the same mindset. Certainly,
The only thing it would do, and especially on the back of the Isak debacle, it could be, is that the second little pebble falling out the wall that, all of a sudden we haven't got Isak, we haven't got Trips. Who's the next one going to be?
Yeah, but I wouldn't make Trippier a part of that club. Like if a Trippier leaves, it's not really that
Right, well,
detrimental
he's
to
not
him.
one of the crown jewels, as you might say, any longer, but
So I think that's the situation there.
still part of the cement.
I wouldn't put him in that
I
category.
think as well, what we'll have to see is Trips has been throughout. He's had personal issues and everything where he's always been so professional.
Hmm.
He's never shown sort of an unprofessional side to him. So,
Right.
yeah,
Well, not deliberately.
no, not deliberately, but I mean, maybe there's been a
He
few.
has. He was certainly affected
There
when he
was a
was
few,
going through the matrimonial strife.
yeah, a few personal issues came on the pitch, but never in sort of the background of the club. He's
Not in
always
a
been,
not in a petulant way.
no, he's always been 100% professional. And I think either way, I think if the lad stays or if he goes, every Newcastle fan will still see him as a massive asset and one of the elite players we've ever had at this club. Probably the best right back we've ever had.
Well,
Uh,
hey, Stephen Philhay says he has a new Geordie girlfriend, so I'm not sure if that's gonna work wonders. That
Uh,
may keep him.
I haven't did that anyway. But
Yeah, I think we should give the option to Trippier because he was our first signing during the difficult period after the takeover, and he has a special place in my heart. I think he was the first to join, and if it was he was a key signing, a statement signing when we were 19th.
absolutely.
Yeah, and I think he's served the club well. He did have a bad patch where fans were getting on his back. He's making mistakes. I remember the Chelsea game when we lost in the cup, FA Cup, I believe. But I think it's really up to him. If he wants to stay, I think we should facilitate that. If he wants to leave, I think we should facilitate it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree
I think
entirely.
that's true. Lee Ryder saying today that Isak had previously been the poster boy for the new third kit launched earlier this summer, even appearing in Adidas adverts with the club legend Tino Asprilla at the Tyneside Irish Centre. But that was long before his head was turned by his agent, obviously. So that's one thing that apparently I don't know if we lost on. I don't know if we would have sold many more shirts with Isak on there. I'm not sure, but I guess so. Quite honestly, I never look at Newcastle in some recent times and think of Isak as that's the shirt I want to get. Quite honestly, I think about that. I think Tonali for me is one of the. It depends personal preference. I'm not sure who is the top seller in the Toon right now. I would doubt. I would doubt it would be
It'll be
Isak.
rapidly heading towards Park so soon.
Well, yeah, maybe so, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was Isak. So I'm not sure the club has lost much. One thing that I saw in the chat
No,
that
the strip thing has done, it's railed a lot of people because they've bought the shirt with
well
Isak's number on.
that yeah, I agree with that.
So they've got a
That's
right
kind
to feel sort of cheated if he leaves before he's kicked the ball this season with the kit that he's been advertising, so to speak.
but I don't think my point was that I don't think he was a top seller for Newcastle, and
I
but
don't
he
know. Who do you think? Who do you think would have? That's an interesting question.
well because this is a known phrase in Spanish. Some players sell smoke, meaning sell nothing, and not a criticism, but this is what Bruno does all the time. He sells nothing. He sells smoke to people, and people buy it, and very expensive too. He just throws his arms in the air, and people buy it. People love him for that. So I would assume that it would be Bruno, the one that's the top earner as far as shirts is concerned. Other than that, Tonali would be another one, but that he's actually, he's a proper footballer. Other than that, well, that wasn't a shot, by the way. I'm just saying,
Well, Eddie Howe didn't think he was a top footballer for a long time.
Oh, don't get me into that, man, because Mighty Win, he'll pull up that numpty stat
Get
of
the
Longstaff.
stats up, boy.
Longstaff was perfect for a long
The
time.
Leeds fans love them.
The numpty Longstaff stat. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
By the way, Longstaff's undefeated this preseason.
I bet, man. I
think it's a good reason that you never get a player's name on the back of your shirt. Get your own name on the back of the shirt.
Exactly.
I've done that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or none.
Or none.
Now,
but of course, that was what they put that, when they had that horrible black shield on the back. That was the reason they did that was because it looked so ridiculous without a
number,
without a name on.
Mm-hmm. Now, it begs the question, though, what's going on in Newcastle? We've talked about that many times, but there's one take today from Simon Jordan, who's been speaking highly of, well, not highly, but he's just been speaking about this whole situation. And he came out with a take today that I actually, I do agree, and I posed this question as well to, I guess to nobody really, amongst us, but I mean, I think that's a question that most Newcastle fans would have at this moment in time. Let's see what he had to say. If you guys agree, let's take a look.
Also, if you read not the tea leaves, but if you read in between the lines, it feels that there's a vacuum of leadership within Newcastle, and there's an expectation among Newcastle fans. What is happening here? We've got this enormous ownership model that seems to have enormous amounts of money, but is relatively compliant to the football establishment. It isn't pushing the envelope. It isn't doing what Marinakis has done at Nottingham Forest, just going up there, spending what he precisely wants, and then arguing through the legal system about how many points he should be deducted. They're not building training grounds. They're not building new stadiums. So where is this enormous, powerful Saudi Arabian influence that they expected? Because let's have it right. In boxing, we've seen what it's done in boxing, just taken over.
Yeah.
Now, I would have expected the vacuum to be filled by Newcastle saying, you're not going. It's as simple as that. And Liverpool, if you do want to buy him, and we do accept an offer, it'll be no more and no less than £150 million. And that's the end of the discussion.
Right.
It seems to be we're filling the narrative. Everybody besides the people that make the difference are filling the vacuum with information rather than Newcastle. And I don't understand that. Having been an owner, and I understand the scale is different, it's only a few quantums different in terms of pounds and shillings and pence. I don't understand why there isn't strong positioning coming from the football club, whether it be the manager, whether it be the owners or whoever it is, saying this is how it's going to be. And then people would sit back and know where they stood, and let's see them, how big the players' balls are.
Interesting. I actually agree with a lot of what he said. That's my style.
That's
my style of negotiating. Although when you said he's a twat, so don't backtrack now. Don't try to agree with him now.
Is Simon Jordan now wearing a blonde wig?
There you go. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what's happening. But those are exactly when I heard that, I was like, man, that's exactly how I feel.
He's 100% right. This is the top and bottom.
And I've been criticizing that before Mighty Wind jumped on the bandwagon. I've been saying, where's PIF? Why are they not doing this? Where's the advertising?
Whoa, hang
on.
Excuse
me.
Who was the first person?
I said, where's the advertising? Where is the play? I don't know that I would buy players not thinking about getting points deducted, but Nottingham Forest has done. I don't know if that in itself, but some sort of playing with the toe line, if you will. Going over, coming back, because it's in their best interest. It's PIF conducting the club in the best interest of Newcastle, as if they cared. Yes or no? When you failed miserably, now you're on the bandwagon. So,
who was the first person to suggest that the PSR restrictions could possibly have diminished PIF's interest in the project? I was. And that was witnessed by the fact that we had no new sponsorship to speak of. After the Cellar and Noon sponsorships, we had no Aramco that were
but you said about Aramco that they were waiting for Man City to do their job. My argument is just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, yeah. I think like we discussed before, because PIF have so many businesses in their portfolio. So the chairman, I'm sure he was relying on people instilled in the leadership positions to do their job, and I'm sure that they would be willing to push the envelope and take the consequences of because the way the business is done, it's in the Middle East, the Gulf kind of multi-billionaires, they don't really respect the rules in the sense that they don't care about the consequences as much, so I'm really surprised that they haven't gone, because you can see the precedent set by, say, PSG or Man City with the Emiratis. So I'm surprised at that situation, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Wins knackered. So, Boki, what
No,
do you
no.
think?
Well, but that's who was saying exactly what
We are
I'm saying.
knackered.
The fact that they haven't been doing exactly that is what leads me to believe that they're so sick of pissing in the wind that they've just said, look, whatever we do, we're not going to be able to counteract this the massed ranks of the opposition that have been laid against us. Are we wasting our time here?
I'm trying to be positive tonight and not mention the fact that at the start of the window, everything was about Eddie being in charge of transfers.
Oh.
No, I repeat and repeat and repeat. Do you seriously think that if Eddie wasn't in charge, he would not have just paid what was being asked?
But when I repeat again that the fact that you said at the start of the window, Eddie's in charge of everything will be fine. He's 100% in charge of the transfers.
Eddie is in charge of recruitment and who he wants to be in the first team squad, and that's
Well,
absolutely as it should
but
be.
but Bogey, he does have a point in the sense that I mean, we got no CEO, we got no DOF, we got. I mean, it's just
But
basically.
he's 100% correct. However, he's the one that advocated the fact that we don't have a DOF.
Well, you're right though. Win.
Somebody who's writing the checks.
Win. Yeah, but you still need a DOF. You agree with that?
We need somebody to do the negotiations. Define DOF. What I'm saying is Eddie should should be absolutely in charge of who he wants in the squad.
Nobody else should have a say in that.
Nobody else should have a say in that.
If you
big football club now,
what the hell is this guy talking about?
I've really tried to keep away from this point because I know it's something that we'll argue on, and I didn't want to do this, but you're 100% wrong. You've got to have somebody above Eddie who is looking at the overall their strategy for the club. Eddie is, as you've said, a coach, and he has to be in charge of coaching of the players, getting the players ready for match days, but not fully in charge of everything that happens above him. He needs somebody in charge of him who is in charge of that, and that's the same at every football club.
You have to have somebody in charge. Win, come on, man, you can't be thinking like this, man.
If you look at all the elite clubs, they have recruitment teams, and the head coach is part of that recruitment team. He has an input, but he doesn't have the ultimate say. So you need a director of football, you need a head of recruitment, you need the manager, you need finance guys, you need a whole team with a vision. So that even the top managers, they don't have ultimate say to which players they will be able to sign. They have a short list and they have input and recommendations.
Cheers, Jefferson, for the super chat. What does he say? Come on, Win, man. We need a DOF, bro. Listen, man, I don't understand. Win, what?
We need a DOF, but not a
We need a DOF.
Who is
We need a director of football that he's
what players Eddie has.
Why not? Like, what world do you live in, man? What world do you live in that you think a DOF is? So you just need somebody somebody with a suit that can just negotiate. That's basically what you want, which is laughable, man.
What I'm saying is, if you take the massive success that we've had with recruitment, whilst Eddie's been here, I don't believe, for example, that until the name of Bruno Guimaraes was put under his nose by somebody within the recruitment team, and he said, right, I'll have a look at this guy.
But
had a look at that guy and said, oh, I like the look of him.
You honestly believe that Eddie Howe was in charge of every single signing we made that was great.
Yeah.
You're deluded, man.
I'm
You are
not saying- I'm
deluded
not-
for real. You're
No,
deluded, man. You're deluded, man.
when in which case is he in charge of every saying that's wrong?
He was.
Yeah,
He gonna say no.
No, absolutely he is. Which signings have you got that have been wrong?
Target.
Don't say my target. My
Oh
target.
yeah, Target's Target's been wrong multiple times. No, man. Instrumental to what?
In us avoiding relegation.
Get out of here,
Well,
man.
Well, when we were there, when he hadn't signed when we were avoiding relegation.
He was he was alone.
He was a
Exactly.
He
great.
was on
No,
loan.
let me finish because you keep going. He was a great signing in regards to keeping him up. He wasn't a great signing after that. What we should have said was, Matt, you've done a great job forward. Thank you very much for coming on loan.
Oh no,
Now
listen,
you're wrong.
Boki, Boki. I think we should have signed. I don't have an issue with Target being signed. I have an issue with him being signed at 100K a week.
I was going to say 100K a week. You don't have a problem with that, Chris?
That is a travesty.
Chris
Man.
does have a problem.
Chris, can I share my screen? Can
Yeah,
I
go
share
on.
my screen, Chris, for a second?
Well, we don't have to set up
Just
for it, but
bear with me.
we don't have to set up for it right now. So
No, I think can you see my screen?
no, we can't just we can't say it right now.
No.
But
I think
we just go ahead and say it if you need to say something. Anyway, we don't hear Dr. Omar.
It says it's sharing
he-
the screen.
Well, we can't. We don't have to set up for it right now. So I lost my train of thought there. But I mean, you win. Yeah, no, never mind. You are deluded because if you think
Okay.
that
I was just going to share. Sorry, guys. I've just shared. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can hear you, but
he's
I think when you're trying to do your screen share, it's interfering
it's
with your
knackering
format.
you. Stephen Harker,
Okay.
Boki's
No-
roasting the
no
mighty
worries,
the mighty taxi man. Exactly. Come on, man.
I wanted to share the Real Madrid management team, board of directors.
Oh, I mean,
So they have a president, Florentino Perez. They've got first vice president, Fernando Tapia, second vice president, Eduardo de Blas, honorary president, Francisco Genso, secretary of the board, and then they've got about 10 members on the board. So I think we all agree that Real Madrid is an elite club, and they don't just rely on the head coach for recruitment.
yeah, no, that's 100%. I agree with that. Although Florentino Perez ends up making all the decisions for it at the end of the day, but he gets advice.
He's the president.
But he gets advised by top people. So, and that's the way a proper team. No, although the hierarchy could change a little bit because clearly they are a presidential club. We are an owner type club. But regardless, that's about the only difference. We should be ran like a proper club. We can't rely on Eddie Howe for everything. Jefferson says Boki looking like the Jordy Phil Mitchell. There you go. Shout out to Jefferson, man. Appreciate it very much for the super chat. But we get into this rabbit hole all the time, and when it's like it's sad, man. It's sad that you truly
stand on me
believe.
hill and fall on me sword.
It's sad that you really feel one man. Like you're part of a cult, man. Like you really
I'm not
you
part
are,
of the
man.
cult at all.
Yeah, you are. Like Newcastle has. You're not a Newcastle fan no more, man. You're Eddie Howe fixated, all about Eddie Howe, and it's nuts, man. I cannot.
Win, can you give me 3 weaknesses that Eddie Howe has?
But the mental game,
Team selection, game management, substitutions.
Oh man, so that means.
We are knackered.
Excellent.
And so I mean,
Can you give us 3 weaknesses he's got outside of inside of game time? So 3 weaknesses he's got when we're not playing.
No, I can't give you any weaknesses he's got when we're not playing.
Recruitment,
Nothing the matter with his recruitment.
people
Why?
management.
You're doing a mental here when you're saying there's faults with his recruitment. I give you Bruno, Botman, Byrne, Pope.
Burn.
I give you 2
What are you talking about, man?
I'm talking about buying a future England centre half for 12 million quid. That's what I'm talking about.
Win.
Who's given us absolutely sterling service.
How good is his management of internal structures within the club?
I don't think that's his job.
Hey, no, one of the weaknesses, Liquid Metalman says he's susceptible to pneumonia. So
Well,
there you go.
that's sadly that's a physical weakness.
But no, Win, you're a part of the cult, man. That's sad.
Well,
The mighty chain smoker official fan club says, "Don't let them beat you down, King." There you go.
They don't worry, they won't.
I mean, it's sad, to be honest. Is this Eddie Howe's father? Says JRI Jelly. Well, he wants to be.
I would
That's
be
a fact.
proud to be.
He wants to be. That's a fact. By the way, talking about the center forward a little bit, if we will, not going down the same rabbit hole of talking Eddie Howe and all that nonsense. We already know what it is. I mean, he's a good manager. He needs to be a manager for Newcastle United, but he don't need to be in charge of the football club, and not in charge of every single signing that we get. That is rubbish. Not a one single successful club in the Premier League. Let's just keep it Premier League. Does that? Not one. Not a single one does that. Craig Hope saying that 80 million, because they're talking about strikers, and we still can't find anybody. Keith Downey first said that right now Newcastle are probably going to keep Isak, or Isak's going to stay in Newcastle because we can't find anybody that can replace him. And if we don't, he's definitely staying. Craig Hope is saying that 80 million, according to him, 80 million for Samu, I think his name was. It's just too much for somebody that's not proven. I don't know if he was saying it was too much when Sesko was on the line, because Sesko was going to be 90 million euros, so somewhere around there in pounds.
78.
And so it's a huge fee for an unknown, he says. He's told the price was prohibitive, and he hasn't gone any farther for Samu. So if Newcastle feel some kind of way that that they don't want to spend this type of money on a striker that's out of the Premier League, which I don't know if I trust this, because we were in for Sesko, unless we just don't like Samu we don't rate him as much as we rate Sesko, which is fine, I guess, if that's the case. But
it must be the case if we've bid, that amount for one, and we haven't bid it for another.
But it's crazy because Sesko's stats are nowhere near Samu, which is it's unbelievable.
Hello.
It's unbelievable. Niall says, jail the diluted win. No Bruin, Sigs, or massage. There we go. We're going to work on gelling them right now because he is truly knackered. So, meanwhile, Boki, what do you make of... I mean, at this point, lads, the question really is, what are we going to do? I mean, is the option just keeping Isak? And that's very much our option. That's our decision. Because we're not going to get somebody that's better than him, it looks like.
What we don't want to do is go out and buy somebody who we don't want on like a 3-4 year contract, because if we're down now to players who are sort of bottom of a barrel. If you go in and sign them on big contracts, big money, sort of we're stuck with them for the next few years.
Well, it'll be a 5-year contract, because anybody that was saying will be on 5 years for
exactly. So you're signing somebody who isn't your first, second, third, or fourth choice. They're like fifth, sixth, seventh on a massive contract. If we can't,
I don't think if Samu came, I don't think he'd be.
I know it's impossible, but we need, if we can, just keep hold of Isak for the season, and then next season, let him go on a sale, but on our terms, and the fact that we've got somebody who we want to replace him, not somebody who just at this point is an emergency signing. It's pointless selling Isak for 100, even if we get the 150 million, say we'll get that, but then bringing somebody in on the money that's going to spend it, who we don't really want. It just doesn't make sense.
But it's not so much who we don't want; it's who won't be able to give us Champions League.
But how do you know that? I mean,
performances.
How do you know a striker that will do that? We don't know.
Whereas, I've said it from the start, if we can, but by whatever means, if we can keep Isak, who knows? Because like I say, once he starts banging in the goals again, everybody will forgive him. And if those goals then end up with us in Champions League, or maybe it's even better, who knows?
Shout out to Iniesta.
And then will he still want to go? If we have then reinforced the squad behind him, and he's not being run into the ground, and he's getting rotated and rested the way he should be. He's not having to do 60 games a season or whatever.
It's just so.
Then by next season you might say, "Oh, I'm not bothered about Liverpool. I'm quite happy here. Thank you very much."
Just so important.
And maybe then we'll say, "Well, we don't want you. Piss off."
It's just so important not to sign somebody who we don't particularly want on a massive contract on the basis that we think Isak's leaving. We need to make sure whatever sign we make is right for Newcastle United. It doesn't have to be right for Isak to leave. It needs to be right for our club.
Yep.
So
that's what I agree with that. Go on.
Sorry, guys. My perspective is also we're at a junction of where we want to become an elite club, right? So when you on your road to eliteness, you will have bumps in the road. And my view is that yes, Isak has behaved poorly, but it's not irreversible damage. And I think the damage of selling him, even for 150 million, with only 2 or 3 weeks left of the window, like Boki said, we wanted João Pedro, we wanted Ekitike, we wanted Sesko. So we're not going to get an elite level striker, even that will be able to get the goals. So I think for me, there is precedent. If you look at what happened with Steven Gerrard in Liverpool, what happened with Luka Modric, they were forced to stay and they actually performed very well in that season. And then going forward, it's like we're going to be fed to the shocks because any big club can come and destabilize any player. What's to say Tonali won't be approached and asked to leave, and Bruno. So I think we have to hold our nerve and keep Isak. And the psychology of these players is after a couple of weeks he'll throw his toys up the pram, but then he'll start scoring because it's in his self-interest. And then we can sell him next year on our terms to another club.
Well, I think that needs to be what we think of. We know that he wants to leave. Again, he will leave. He's not going to stay a Toon player more than one season. So I think that we need to make it possible for him to leave the Premier League to a bigger club. I already said that, and facilitate that. But we can't. I don't think he will leave this summer. I was thinking he might, but I don't think he will. He will.
Yeah. I think Chris. Sorry, Chris. Just to mention the other thing is, I've mentioned that in our WhatsApp group. Also, I think Sheikh Yasser and the PIF have now got so annoyed and irritated by the conduct of Liverpool that business deal is pretty much impossible with Liverpool, based on my knowledge. They would rather sell him for cheaper to a club that deals with them with respect because I think they feel very disrespected.
Well, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I mean, when you own something, you don't have to sell it. You can sell it for cheaper if you want to.
Exactly.
So I think that's what's going to happen with Isak. And again, it's a topic, everyday topic, because every day there's something new that comes out. Every day there's something going on. By the way, if you want Bale Mighty Win out, you can super chat. If not, he'll be staying there where he belongs, like a dirty dog. Right there behind bars, because one thing about him is he'll stick to his convictions. They might give him the electric chair, but it's like a government mule, man. He'll just be stubborn and won't change his ways. He's stuck in his old ways, and they're pokey.
Chris, how many likes do we need to get Win out of jail?
No, we need for that we need like 300 likes, man. So we got 150 likes and 46 likes. So come on, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Oh, come on, man. Already a super chat to free this Wenga. So the mighty chain smoker.
Even the electric chair.
Oh man, hey, that's gonna have to be like 50 quid or something.
I'll flip the switch quite happily.
Exactly. Free him. He needs 200 Marlboros. Damn, man. Hey, by the way, no, I'm not going to speak on Mighty Win's illegal activities anymore. One time I did that, and he got upset with me. So, anyways, let's get him out of jail, folks. Put him back in jail, man. This twat can't believe he's saying we need to be run like Coventry City. Not even Coventry. I guarantee you, Coventry has a DOF in there somewhere.
Eddie, we trust.
Yeah, well, that's somebody without a mind. Anyway, let's go with some chats.
No, that's somebody with evidence to look back upon, a body of work.
What evidence, man?
200 likes and Win has to go back in jail.
That's right. At least 200 likes or a super chat. We still got 50 likes to go.
Likes. And subscribe. Get us up to 7,000 tonight.
We certainly need that. We still got a long way to go. So come on now, hit the like button. help support the channel. We got some starred comments here. Terrebrook says, "What the hell is going on with Tino? What happened with Tino? I don't know anything about Tino. That would be interesting for you to tell us, I guess. Barnwick, I love that. Andrew, you're my guy, man. Put him back in jail. The winger. Put him back in there, man. He doesn't deserve to be out, and that is Mr. Andrea Barnwick. Just lock him up. So there you go. And we should throw the keys, quite honestly, at this point. Real Jaco says, time for trips to go. It's anywhere if it's anywhere near 10 million pounds. Got Kraft, Tino, Ashby, also Shahar. Who hasn't been getting a lot of minutes, to be honest. Quite frankly, with Shahar, but Ashby looks like you can tell the patterns of Eddie with Eddie Howe. That what's his name? Ashby is getting minutes, looking like he is going to be part of the squad coming up. So I don't know if Eddie's preparing for Trippier eventually to leave. I mean, I guess he could retire any moment as well. So I mean,
Kraft, of course, can play there.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to have a backup to the backup if one gets hurt. So I think that might work. We talked about that, of course, earlier on. Kenny says, I always thought part of Tripp's deal was end his career and be a Toon coach. Well, it could have been, but things change.
He is doing his FIFA badges.
I think part of it now is that sort of with the team as it is, if we get the new signing at the back, we've got the keeper sorted, we've got defence sorted, and we've got sort of the wings sorted. What we need to concentrate now on is a couple of midfielders and a couple of strikers. So,
striker is the most important.
100%, but we really need to focus in on those areas. So if we get them sorted, then I think all the gloom that I'm sort of spouting at the minute turns into a positive in that we've got a squad. We've got a squad of players.
Oh, man, these people, man. They can't make their mind up, man. So somebody's breaking him out of prison. Prison break, free the win one.
World of Warcraft noob, thank you.
There you go. All right, then. So we'll go. Oh, no. Free my buddy wins to Sam A. There you go, Sam A. You got him freed, man. You got him free. Free man now, walking out. Is that the same guy?
Yes.
Warren Denon says, here's some Vaseline for Wins Escape. Wink, wink. There you go. People breaking you out, man. People breaking you out. We need to put timer on these. If somebody puts a £5 super chat, we need to be like, I don't know, 15 minutes or so in jail. But regardless, anyway.
15-minute stretch.
Anyway, you're out. You're out. You're out. You're out.
Thank you, boys. Thank you.
And by the way, thank you, Jamie Smith and Jonathan Shaw for signing up for the prediction tournament. £5 if you want to sign up. I think Mighty Mag, our mod there, put the link where you send your £5 and you predict every week, every match, just every week, every match that Newcastle United plays, you get to predict, and the money will get distributed between the top 6. And if there's enough money, maybe more. So we try to spread the love here. Mighty Win is greedy. He only wants number 1 to get all the money.
No,
but I said
top 3.
We need top 6, top 7 if we can. Stretch it as much as we can so people get at least their money back if needed. But it depends on the amount of people that sign up. So anyway, that's the link right there. You can throw it in there again, Mighty Mag, if you can, please, so people can send their £5 via PayPal.
Make sure I know who you are.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. I mean, I'm sure the PayPal will know their name, and also you'll be prompted to join the WhatsApp group for that prediction tournament, so you can give your predictions on a weekly basis, or on a game-by-game basis, rather. So there you go. We got Andrew Barnwick as well. Sign up for that one. Darren Lee. So there you go. Welcome to all of it. We got a lot of people now, man. We got let me see how many people have. Boki, you signed up, right? Yeah, he did.
Oh,
he
yeah.
did. Boki signed up, so there you go. Back in jail. That's right, Queenie. I love it. Exactly, because you know what.
I am cut to the quick.
There you go, Queen of Hearts, putting him back in jail.
Stretch there.
She put him back in jail. Love it. Love it. Love
Queenie,
it.
you've always had my heart, and you've got it again.
There you go. Although she was calling you Chucky the Macam.
She was.
That's
Did you see the name
fine.
of the day on the air chat?
Oh, Boki, aka Chucky the Macam. Oh, man. You know why? Says Tripp's best games are behind him. He is often a liability, and his set pieces are really poor. Damn. But he seems to always be the player chosen to take them. Well, I think Tonali should be. So I'm assuming you would rather sell him than anything else. So it is what it is, and it should be. It's what it is. What can you do, man? People want him out.
Well,
So
as Brokey said, there's two sides to the argument. But as far as I'm concerned, if Trips is happy to stay, I would keep him.
yeah.
If
Trips
he wants to go, he goes with my blessing.
Trips, if he's in the right mindset, doesn't let you down. He's the top and bottom of it.
Well, that's true. That's true.
He's a great player.
Yeah.
John Stern says, I can't underestimate how good of a player Lamine Kamara is going to be. If we could do a swap deal with cash, hell yeah. Kamara. Did we just play against them? I think we did, didn't we? Atletico Madrid, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know who. I'm sorry. I may be forgetting there.
Chris,
Let's talk.
make
Yeah,
a point on that. People
Yeah,
keep
go on.
saying about swap deals or players for. When was the last time there was a deal done where a player came with a player? In regards to that, it doesn't happen these days. It's sort of, if you're going to buy somebody, you buy them for cash. If they want to buy someone from you, they buy for cash. Swap deals don't happen anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Kamara
I haven't seen that in a long time.
plays for Monaco.
Oh, Monaco. I'm sorry about
So
that.
if let's have a look. See, central midfield, right footer. Current market value 22 million.
Mhm.
He's 21 years old, 173, and plays for Senegal. 23 caps, 6 goals for Senegal. For a 21-year-old to have 23 caps, full caps, that's
Yeah, it's probably.
pretty
Well, I tell you
good.
what.
So if they want trips,
No, he's a. But is he? What position does he play again?
centre mid,
Well, talking about
Did you say Monaco win?
Monaco, yeah.
They're not
talking
gonna have
about.
many players to play from, players to pick from, are they?
What? Sorry.
They're not going to have many players to pick from.
Well, if they're after trips,
No, but I'm saying
Hey,
internationally wise, they're not going to have many internationals who are free to play for them.
don't drop the soap.
I don't think this is to take you out. I think this is just to keep you in and just giving you an advice to not drop the soap. So there you go, man. We're just going to stay in there. Let's go talk about center midfielders, though, because you were talking Kamara, was it? Is a center midfielder? Well, there's a major breaking news from Jay Percy from the Telegraph earlier today, saying that Newcastle have a strong interest in Leicester midfielder Bilal El Khannouss, and are looking at a possible deal, according to, again, the Telegraph and Jay Percy. 21-year-old has a release clause in his contract at the King Power, reported to be worth £22.5 million. So if that's the case, that's all Newcastle has to pay, although at this point in time, release clauses has changed a little bit to where it should be that's all you pay, but then, you get to negotiate or whatever, and so the club wants a little more. We might do that, but 22.5 for this guy. Plays at Leicester. I mean, I don't know.
Man
if
of
that's
the match when they played Sheffield Wednesday the weekend,
yeah.
but predominantly played on the right wing there. I mean, he was all over the place, but his hot spots are right wing, just outside the box. And corner flag, presumably.
Well, he would be he would not be starting, obviously. So, it's a backup. I don't know.
It's a backward step.
Oh, interesting, because Irish is saying that Chris, the release clause runs up to this weekend only.
But I'm saying a player like that is that a backward step? Should we not be aiming for higher? We're a Champions League club now.
Again,
But buying somebody in who is seen as a backup to the players we've got isn't good enough anymore. It's not the standard that we should be heading. We need players in who improve the first team, not who improve the bench.
Yeah, but if you think about it, who could we possibly buy in midfield who would be an improvement on Tonali, Bruno, or J7?
Well, J7's the
If
big
there
one.
is, if there is such a player, you're certainly not going to get him.
Lucas Paqueta.
You what? Sorry, Paqueta. Yeah,
Lucas Paqueta.
I'm
Yeah.
all for Paqueta.
Well, I
He's
tell
a
you,
top player. He's a top.
Yeah,
go on,
yeah.
man, go on. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. He
Yeah, I
is
was just gonna say. Yeah, I was just gonna say Lucas Paqueta is very technical. He's a different type of attacking player. He opens doors. He opens locks, and he will challenge the first team for a position. And he's got a very good relationship personally with Bruno and
Yeah,
J7.
absolutely.
So I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it says shouldn't prison be accompanied by a mute button? I tell you what, you guys make it 10, whatever it is, $10, £10, whatever. We'll mute him because I please do it so we can mute him. Please do it so we can mute him. So
Please
Keith down
don't
it, but
start singing, for Christ's sake.
let me enlighten you guys with Paqueta, who I actually think is astonishing. This piece of news. But clearly, Keith Downey saying that he's been told there is no interest from Newcastle in Lucas Paqueta, despite a lot of the chatter on X. Newcastle are looking to add a midfielder, but not the Brazilian. So very direct comments from Keith Downey. And again, I just don't have a clue why not. You tell me, because Wayne thinks everything is perfect. Eddie Howe is a saint.
Could this
That means
be?
Eddie Howe is better.
Could this be because they're trying to keep it under the radar?
Here we go, man. They happy clapper. Look, it might be. It might. But I don't know. Win in today's world, man. I don't know why you keep saying there's anything that's being hidden, man. People just it just leaks, man. It's out of Newcastle's interest. I'm sorry, hands, because West Ham will leak it, hoping to get more money. The agent the same. So unless Paqueta says I want to go to Newcastle only, which that could be a possibility, but if it's true that Newcastle are not interested in looking at other targets, I mean we're a joke.
Yeah. Yeah. And guys? What about Conor Gallagher? He's playing for Atletico Madrid. He's also
That's been another link that I got here. Conor Gallagher, according to Diario Marca in Spain, one of the biggest outlets in Spain, is saying that Gallagher has once again been linked with a move to Newcastle, according to Marca. So,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how true that is, but I would take Gallagher. But I think that people in the
But I
chat
think
won't like that.
Yeah, and Lucas Paqueta are higher than Bilal Al Khannouss. He's. I don't think he would meet the grade.
Yeah. So it's I don't know what's happening with
Yeah, well,
with
Khannouss is only 21 as well, same as Kamara. So they are sort of.
But when I think we're in a
they're playing
situation.
they're playing first team football now, and they've obviously got potential for it being recognised.
I think that would be a good option if we already had good squad depth, but we don't.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm all for Conor Gallagher. I'm all for Paquetá. No problem at all.
Tyler Diblin
So
would
the
be.
question is why are we not pursuing Paquetá according to Keith Downey?
But
I don't know.
Peter Shields is saying Taylor Diblin, but he's a winger, man. He's an out and out right winger.
He's a winger or a winger.
A winger.
Or both. Or both.
Dylan saying I'd rather have Liam Gallagher.
Saka Tavolieri, a journalist or somebody that posts a lot about football news, transfer news, says Newcastle have contacted Bilal El Khannouss camp to ask conditions on the deal this weekend. So was it this past weekend? But the Magpies are currently waiting for some detailed precisions about the exact amount of the release clause by Leicester before to make a move. More news to follow, and that was 9 hours ago. So I guess we'll just stay tuned for that one. Not sure what's going to happen, but I mean, I guess a signing is a signing, but we got to be careful with just signing anybody and thinking that's it. Although Gary Mon, look at that. Gary Mon says the ultra happy clapper on steroids says El Khannouss will be an excellent signing. So I'm not sure how to take that.
I've got the Leicester Sheffield game on me watch list tonight, so I'm going to watch that full 90 minutes and see.
Yeah.
See, because he was obviously the start 8.2
How many seasons has he been playing for Leicester?
last season and this season.
you know, I think it'll be interesting, lads.
So-
Signed from Genk.
Do you know, I think it'll be interesting to see this
Mm.
week what players we put in for. So whether we're in for a top class striker or we're going for the midfielders. Because if,
Well,
we're
I
going
think
for if we're going for midfielders, then that means we expect Isak to stay, and we're gonna push for that. If we're going for the striker, then we still think Isak's going to leave.
well,
So
I'm hoping we're still looking for both.
I think that'll prove a lot this week on where we are with transfers.
Yeah, as I
We
say,
still need another striker, even if it's Isak.
No, but I mean a top class striker. I mean, sorry, Wissari is top class, but he's not. He's at quality.
Mm.
What I mean
Right.
is, if we're not going in for the top strikers, and we're going to start looking at midfielders, that means that we are starting to think Isak's going to actually stay at the club and be forced to stay for this season.
Right. It's. I think we should get a strike. I mean, listen. I think we should get a type of. If Sesko was going to be the replacement for Isak, I think we should still get somebody like that, because Isak will want to leave again. It's not going to be the first time, man. Trust me. I want to give a special shout out to a friend of mine, Ben from the Noise. Gallagher already on 150K a week. Most move. Oh shoot! I lost the comment there. Let me get it back. Most moves generally, the player will look for wage increase. I can't see us even matching that 150K a week for Gallagher. True. It all depends, I guess, on the situation. I don't know if he wants to come back to England type of deal. I don't know. I don't even know where he's from. I don't know if London matters to him. Like Mighty Win wants to move to London. This is a great place to live. I'm not sure if it does matter to Gunner, but yeah, quite honestly, at playing for Atletico the other day, he seems quite comfortable. So I don't know, and very important as well. According to Simeone, he rates him highly, and he's part of his team. So if you haven't checked out the Noise on YouTube, please do that. Wonderful videos, and stay tuned. You know, stay tuned. Great things.
Gallagher was on our radar before he went to Atletico as well, I think, and before he went to Chelsea. Sorry.
Yeah.
Eddie was interested in him.
True.
He's a good player. He is a player that can come into the squad and challenge the first team.
Yeah.
He's not going to get.
I think so.
Yeah.
Potentially get straight in, but maybe he's a Joe Linton role he could do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he has Champions League experience.
Yeah, very true. So that's that. I have a question for you guys though. Win, I don't know what you're doing. You're sidetracked over there. I don't know if you're. No, you're not though, because you ain't interacting at all.
Looking for a soap.
Come on, man. That Savinho has heavily been linked to Spurs, and why couldn't we be in this situation? I mean, any player that Tottenham go for, that's great. I want to be in that conversation because there ain't a secret paper between us, quite honestly. So why can't we be in for Savinho if Man City are willing to? And I guarantee you, I'm just betting on this. Man City might be keen to deal with us more than
Tottenham.
a cartel club, to say the least. I don't know. I may be wrong, but I'm just saying. What do you got? Wayne, come on, man. We're not paying you to find you around, man. What's wrong with you? Well, get out of the OnlyFans, man. Get out of the OnlyFans.
Why are Man City happy to let him go?
Hey, let me ask you a question though. Did your OnlyFans account expire? Did your subscription expire, man? Hey, make sure you renew. Yeah, make sure you keep the right card, man.
You're talking on subjects I have no knowledge of.
Okay, man. All right.
Got a 50% off and had to try to click on it straight away.
Exactly, man. But all right, so now you're gonna say that he's rubbish because City didn't want to sell him, man. Win, come on, man. Hey, come on, man. Seriously.
I'm not saying he's rubbish. I'm simply asking if he's all that. Why are City prepared to let him go? Who have City currently got in that position that's keeping him out of the team?
Yeah, but maybe they want to go for Rodrigo, because now they're linked with Rodrigo immediately. So,
Win can ask you a question.
Why are you?
If he comes in does Eddie not turn him into that world-class player?
Oh,
I tell you
oh
what, it'll certainly improve him.
man, that
Like
win.
you did Target and Longstaff and Willock and Wilson
Oh
and
my goodness,
you're so right. You're just correct.
Callum Wilson. Uh, look, I think that we should be in a place like this. I said we should have been
By
in
the
for.
way, it was Eddie Howe that made Callum Wilson what he was when we bought him, and we
We
got
should have.
3 great years out of Callum.
Well,
Wilson.
he knackered him. Is that what you're saying? The way he couldn't play.
Bruce bought him and had him for the first 3 years.
Exactly,
Yeah,
man.
where did he buy him from?
He had one good season, man. Get it. Oh,
Oh,
now
no.
he bought Barman. Get out of here, man. This guy. I'm telling you, man. He's part of a cult. This man. He's part of a cult.
I'm simply
it.
telling you facts. It was Eddie Howe that made Callum Wilson.
Look, man.
And made Target, and made Longstaff, and made Willock,
Right, carry on.
and made Dubravka, who was a brilliant keeper, but completely dumped him when he was at his best.
He dumped him for Pope. That's it. That's an argument you can have. I disagree with him on that. But he didn't make him any worse a goalie.
But he made the rest of them worse.
He just preferred Pope.
The thing. Look, man. We should have been in for Palhinha, who just signed for Spurs.
Yeah.
He would have been an amazing backup, unbelievable experience. We weren't in for them.
Let's see how he does for Spurs.
Oh my God, you kidding me? Anybody's like that, man. Well, let's see how Ilanga does. Let's see how Ramsdale that we can do all of
Correct.
that. So what? So what are you
Absolutely
saying?
correct.
We're not signing anybody no more. What are you talking about, man?
Chris,
Somebody
There's
help
always
me,
a
man.
risk. There's always a risk with players. Yeah.
Yeah, of
This,
course.
hey man, the old man moves the goalposts around, man. I can't deal with him, man. I can't do it. You know, there's always a what if. Of course there is, but you still gotta go out there and get the players, man. You still gotta go out there and gamble.
Wynn's
So-
the only person I've ever known that can argue two sides of an argument at the same time.
Exactly, he agrees with himself.
Clever stuff, Bogey.
He-
Yeah, practice.
He agrees with himself. So look, I think we should have been in for Palhinha. We should have been in for Xhaka before the Mackhams got him. It would have been a wonderful addition. I keep saying that over and over because it is true. Those deals would have been done and dusted, and then you focus on the striker solely. Now we're focused on the striker, but we still got other positions to fulfill.
Listen, I agree with you about Xhaka. I think Xhaka's going to be a good signing for Sunderland. Would Xhaka have come to Newcastle?
Yes. Are you kidding me? Over the Mackhams.
Well,
Win. Are you serious?
He's going to play every game for the Mackhams.
Yeah, but we offer him.
He had to sit on the bench. And
Well, he
and
fight
the
for.
he is now. He wants to play. He's like strips.
Well, look, this is how you know you're losing an argument when a Liverpool fan says Win is a legend. Come on, man. Oh, Win. You a Liverpool? He's a secret Man U fan actually. So I don't know. Look, man. It's pointless arguing with you, man. Savinho. At least, and people have
you're absolutely right.
People have a right to say, like they're saying in the chat right now, some of them saying, why do we need another winger? But do we have a winger like Savinho?
No.
That is the question in hand. And
So you're going to buy Savinho and you're going to start him in front of who?
I'm not saying, dude, having great players is not a problem, man. Or it's a good problem to have. You bring in the players so the manager can deal with it. I guarantee you.
Whoever plays better.
The last place we need to be devoting our attentions right now.
Well, you're right. You actually, and I tell you what, I agree with you because we are so incompetent and naive and can't do multiple things at once that you're right. If we do that, we're going to knock it and just forget about a striker. So you know what? I wholeheartedly agree with you 100% now.
Right.
So you're right. There you go. So you won the argument. We are really rubbish at this point in negotiating. So therefore, you got a point. So anyway, let's just see all the Palhinhas and all the Xhakas go everywhere else.
In first.
All the Palhinhas and Xhakas go everywhere else because we're incompetent enough to just have a do multiple negotiations. Yeah. Southlink says Palhinha's 30-year-old. Again, man, we need to be a competitive club now. Stop thinking. Everybody thinks that we need to sell players and make profit every time. There are players you do that with. There are players you don't do that with. So That's the way it needs to go. Because we need to perform. We need to finish in Champions League. We need to, which will be fourth, fifth in the Premier League. We need to participate and compete in the Carabao Cup again. Just because we won it, what does that mean? That we're not going to win it for another 70 years? No. We need to compete every season, every year. We're adding Champions League, the most difficult cup in the world, and we still haven't made our squad better. That's the issue. And at the rate we're going, we're still looking for a striker, which is an important thing. But, man, after we get a striker, we get Wissa. Who else are we going to get after that? Interesting. What was that comment? Put it up again.
Betty instead of Betsy. Like, where was it? How's this? Sean. Have you got your prize today, by the way, Sean?
Yeah.
Betty, you should know better. Betsy, you should be. Betsy, you should know better. Win is Chris's toy that he plays with until he's bored and then he jails it.
Is Paulinho on 200K a week? I wouldn't have done that, but I didn't. I'm just saying, I would be in for those players. Now, if they want that kind of money, then I guarantee you he's not on 200K a week, though. I don't believe that. But by the way, L'Equipe is bringing out a rumor that Newcastle are in talks with Stade. How do you say it? Renoir?
Rennes.
Oh, Rennes. Regarding striker Arnaud Calimundo. So, but that ain't going to be a replacement for Isak, I don't think. I hope not. But I don't know how many goals he's got or what's going on. L'Equipe, one of the biggest outlets in France, although people in England don't trust him for some reason. But what do you make of that one? That's another link right there.
2 seconds.
Look, man, folks, we run out of options in the strikers, as far as strikers is concerned.
192,000 euros a week with a 38,000 bonus. So that's 230,000 euros.
But what,
Lads, at this point, do we just play hardball, right, Isak? You just say to him, look, you're going to...
You're not going to go anywhere.
Well, by all accounts, that's exactly what we've done.
Which is, if it is what we're doing, great, but we'll stick to it. We'll just put our heads down in the sand, we're ostriches, and just go, Liverpool offer as much as you want. There's no chances of getting them.
Well, that's exactly what Dr. Omar said at the start of the show.
Yeah, so you stick your head in the stand, you see no chances of getting them, move on. And it stops us having to focus in on strikers as well, that we don't want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
I have no doubt at all that if Isak is still here on the 1st of September, there'll be no problem with him getting back in the training, doing whatever he's got to do to make that happen and playing.
People have to remember as well, it's a World Cup year.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not going to sit on the bench for a year, not playing before World Cup.
As was said on whatever show it was, the fact that he's sat on the bench probably wouldn't, the fact that he's not training with the first team probably wouldn't prevent Sweden still selecting him.
He won't, not probably, man.
They are still going to have him in that team,
And by the way, haven't got me further. Let's not bother Scott. Just copy Spurs. What I'm saying is, I don't think that Spurs, the brand Spurs, with the chicken on top of the bowl, persuades anybody or makes them shaking their boots to say, "Oh my God, I want to join Spurs," over us. I may be wrong. Mighty Win he's a Londoner, so he likes London teams.
I'm a Londoner. I'm a monk. I'm a scout.
You're a Londoner. That's a Man U fan. That's not hard to understand. So he loves. He thinks London is everything. Spurs everything. A massive club. All of that crap. So I think that if you put Paulinho and you get in there and say, "Wait, would you rather join us over Spurs? We're gonna pay you this. Blah blah blah." It might persuade them to come to us. Why not get in the conversation? I do agree that if you battle Liverpool, if you battle Man United, possibly even Chelsea, Arsenal as well, then they might choose. The margin is higher that they will go to those clubs, right? But Spurs, I mean, come on now. I mean, I know some Spurs fans are going to be mad, but I mean,
no, they've got the London pull, which you disagree with, but
with English players, yeah, but nobody else. So
Chris, how do you guys feel about us going into the season with a team? If we are stuck with the squad we've got at the minute,
we're
do you
not good.
think who's Aston
Exactly
Villa?
as we are at the minute with Isak.
Yeah. With Aston Villa, what's the result going to be?
Well, of course, that's 2 games before the window shuts. So
Well,
Aston
with
Villa,
Aston Villa.
obviously, he definitely ain't playing against Aston Villa,
Well, he's not playing.
and that's going to be interesting to say the least.
Well, the problem is going to be: is he going to play against Liverpool? He's not going to. I don't think.
No,
As I said after the last video in regards to players, we've got to get behind the lads and we've got to push and push and push to give them as much help as we can.
Yeah, and
There's only so
I've
much
got no
fans-
doubt at all that'll happen.
No, but there's only so much fans can do. So what do you think the result's going to be if we go into that game with this squad?
I think we'll struggle without a striker. Simple as that. If we've got Wissa in, maybe that could make a difference.
I don't think that,
because the rest of the squad is champion now. Till we start just till the squad, just till if we start getting injuries and multiple games a week.
Strikers and defenders we're okay with. Midfielders and strikers we are knackered, as you would say.
Well, that's what I've just said.
Well, you haven't for the rest of the squad.
This old man, he cracks me up.
Till the window shuts, because we've only got 2 games, and we don't go into 3 games a week. 2 games a week until the 3rd week of the season. It's actually the 4th week of the season when we'll be playing with. In fact, no, because we aren't in the first round of the League Cup.
Man,
so we've got 1 game a week for 4 weeks, and unless we get a typical that we will be unlucky and get a serious injury to the first team. The first team right now, with the exception of striker, and Wissa can fill that role if by all accounts he's going to be here by then. I'd be quite happy going in with a back 4 with Chow in instead of Shea, with Ramsdale in instead of Pope, or Pope keeping his place, with Bruno, J7, Tonali in the middle, and with Elanga, Wissa, and Gordon up top.
I tell you what, man.
Problems.
Well, you've got Gordon come off the bench, Sheck and come off the bench.
You're cracking me out with this.
Burn or Botman can come off the bench, depending on which one starts.
That's 3 defenders that come off the bench and turn a game around. For what? Go on then.
No, Shea or it depends on who starts. Obviously, at what I call number 6.
Yeah, but
left centre back. So if Burn starts, we've got Botman to come off the bench. If Botman starts, we've got Burn to come off the bench.
But win. They're all defenders. How do we defenders turn around the game?
Right,
exactly.
So midfield, we've got Bruno, J7.
We got nobody in midfield other than
Tonali,
than the kid,
and Miley to come off the bench right now.
Yeah, that's one though, but that's not going to turn you. That's not going to switch the game. That's not going to win you a game.
And then we've got Barnes to come on and Murphy to come on.
Yeah, those are the only 2. That actually just Harvey Barnes, not Murphy. Murphy, come on, man.
When I'm not trying to be argumentative in regards to. As I said the last time, we need to get behind the team, but we've got nothing behind. We've got nothing to turn a game around.
Yeah.
Well, if you're saying we still need signings, when have I ever said we don't?
No, but no, hold on, no. This is what made me laugh, because he asked you a question, and you and your typical Geordie happy clapper, you're like, we just need a striker. The rest we're champion, and just nonchalant, just. Like nothing's going on. You're literally the house is on fire.
What have I said?
The house is on fire.
We need 2 midfielders. I would get Paquetá and Gallagher.
But so then you say that, but you just said just a striker and then we're champion. You said that the rest of the squad is champion, and people in the chat looking at you like, man, what are you doing?
Right now, as things stand, that the starting 11 that we can put out can do a job. That's what I said.
Boneyard says Hulk can do a job in midfield. That's true, by the way.
can I just say how lovely it is to have Win back? Not the calm speaking.
Yeah. By the way, why are you out of jail, man?
Win. He's back to normal. Go on, kid. Go for it.
We're champion, man. We're champion.
I don't have a problem going for it. 'Cause I've got every faith in that squad.
Yeah,
we've got.
yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Win. Stop. There's no way that you think that with the squad that we got, that's it. That you're fine. You have the faith. Like, come on, man. We can't. This squad is not
And
fit enough.
I think that we will have additions to the squad by the time the window closes. So what I'm saying is, until the window closes,
Okay, that's fine. You can have that.
you know, for the first, because it's only 2 games we've got, you know, you're going to be very unlucky to get a serious injury. Because the worst possible scenario was Wissa comes on, plays against Villa, and then gets crocked.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst case scenario. Because then we're stuck with Asula. This is the Asula that everybody was screaming last season.
Over Wilson, which was
Eddie should be giving him more time.
Over Wilson. Yeah. So
and he's proved he's not ready, man.
But
not over Wilson. Over Wilson. Look, you telling me that he wasn't ready over a guy that couldn't play?
Yes, I'm telling you that.
No, okay, man.
Does that not prove?
Because he was fit then, Wilson.
Does that not prove your point that you're saying he's not ready? Is that exactly why we should have played him last season to see how ready he was, or if he was ready?
Eddie already knew that. He'd been watching him and training.
Hey, I like RSL's comment there. It says right now with a player you don't currently own in Wizza. Exactly, you're counting Wizza in already, man.
Oh, hey, RSL 76 Scouser in general. They think they've got Isak already. They're in.
Yeah, but they're not making plans. They're not saying we want to win the Premier League with Isak scoring 20 goals.
Come on, and then without Isak, get beaten in Wembley again.
No, hold on. Predator saying this is true though. Win, for God's sake, 1 or 2 injuries and we are done. If we get an injury, I mean, yeah, but you have to prepare as a club that you might have an injury. You have to.
Of course you do. That's why I'm saying we need more bodies.
So then. So listen, I'm not going to argue with you no more. Just take it back. Say that we're not that squad is not champion at the moment. Say that.
If we have to go the full season with this squad, we are nowhere near ready.
Okay, so then that's what you shouldn't have made.
Can I just pick you up on that? Again, 3 or 4 weeks back, this was the best squad we've ever had.
Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. We're still Isak. Let me ask you. I think
that was when I was expecting.
Even taking Isak out of the equation, this is the best squad we've ever had.
So you go back to 97. By the way, I've looked at that. Bear in mind they only had 3 subs on the bench.
Listen, Paul Moore is here backing you up. Says back behind Win. Sounds like he's the only Newcastle fan there. But no, it's not true because we want to be objective and credible and say the truth, man. Can't lie to ourselves.
Critical for the hell of it.
Your mom surely has told you when you guys were little, don't lie because you're only lying to yourself, and that's what's happening right now. We can say we got a champion squad, blah blah blah. We're gonna win the Premier League, blah, up the Premier League we go, all this stuff. But at the end of the day, look at it objectively. We are
knocking
at the moment, and there's nothing wrong with saying it's actually is the truth, man. And listen, that's on paper.
Right.
That has nothing to do.
What have I said?
That has nothing to do. Hold on, that has nothing to do with what we may be capable of doing. Because listen, we may go on runs that are unbelievable, like last season when we were playing horrible, and then all of a sudden we went on a 10, 11 game run, I think it was. And so it might happen, but
9 wins.
It's out of the blue, and you can say out of Eddie Howe's right doing. That may be that as well. Obviously, he's the manager, he's the coach for the team. But again, you would be betting on him pulling miracles out of his, what, and we can't. That's not a. But that is not a tactic, man. That is not a strategy. It's not a strategy. If my son passes a test and he cheats, as long as he passes, I'm okay with it. No, as a parent, I need to be like, man, you need to study.
Whoa,
Stop cheating.
Whoa! What cheating has Eddie Howe ever done?
That's not the analogy, man. Fucking hell, man. This dude. The analogy is not preparing for the job instead of just waiting for something to happen.
When has
Just to
Eddie
pass
not
the
been
test.
prepared?
As a club win, we are not prepared to face the season
As
that
a
we're about
club,
to go.
that's not Eddie's fault. That's PIF.
I never said Eddie's fault. I never said. Actually, just praised him and said that he might pull out a miracle out of his
Exactly.
rear end.
Again. Yet again.
So I'm not criticizing him. I'm not
lads,
criticizing him.
You've got to deal with situations that come up in front of you. I mean,
Yeah.
look at this below me.
I'm not exactly chucking him back on me. You know, he had to pay for his sins, man.
People
Exactly.
come up with things that throw in your face, and you've got to deal with it, and you've got to be able to explain it.
And what situation
The
has
only problem is the
Eddie
bench.
ever been faced with that he hasn't overcome?
Whoa, I was finishing my point.
Yeah, win.
Eddie's lied to the fans
Oh,
in regards to when Isak was at Celtic, and he said he was injured, and then he got to the going away on tour, and Isak was injured. That was a direct lie to the fans.
Isak said he was injured, which he did.
Wait, let's finish. All he had to say was, Isak isn't available, and we'll discuss further at a later point, but he didn't. He made out that he was injured.
He said Isak said he was injured.
The one thing Eddie got told when he was coming to the club by Keegan was, don't lie.
Correct. I absolutely wholeheartedly
and
agree
he
with that.
lied.
By the way,
he's lied to us.
By the way, from Sky, City wants £50 million for Savinho. You telling me he's not worth $50 million? Hey, it's a great problem to have, Mighty Win. You have too many attacking players. That's a player that can get you, win you the game, man. See, you can't just want 11 great starters and a poor bench. You have to have proper footballers, man. Who knows, mate? It might be that Gordon becomes a bench player. I mean, I know that you already marched for him to get 180 a week, and he got that. But he can still be a bench player nonetheless. I'm just saying, man. Anyway, folks, hit the like button. Don't forget to do that right now. 224 likes. Come on.
Hit the subscribe.
Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Activate the bell so you get notified every time we're live. We're live every night from 9 p.m. on. So subscribe to that one. Tomorrow again.
Most nights, 9 on a Thursday.
Tomorrow we'll be live again at midday, hopefully with some good news. But regardless, let's continue our conversation. Chris Wolf says that just some details on the Vlachodimos loan, straight loan, no option, no obligation to buy. Newcastle will cover the majority of wages. Not part of house plans after Ramsdale arrival, of course. So their events and talks. So he's already in Sevilla, I think, to do the medical and all that stuff. But it's crazy, because it feels like we are negative, right? Or I am, or Bulky is, and Mighty Win is the positive one. But if you look at the facts,
now you're trying to say that's not the case.
Well, I mean it is, but you kind of to the delusion side of things. But the point, just look at the facts, right? Our loan deal with Ramsdale, we pay all the salary. It's almost an obligation to buy, I believe, if I'm mistaken. It's 125K
option to buy.
125K a week, and the loan deals that we negotiate for players leaving
120K a week, so it's costing us $6 million for the year.
Well, it's still a lot of money. So it's 125, especially when Isak is on that. So anyway, but the loan deals that we send out, we have to cover most of the salary. It almost feels like Newcastle is always with the short end of the stick. And it just begs the question, who in the hell is in charge of this club? Who is it? Is Shola still in charge of loan deals?
Yep, sadly.
And, no checks and balances in Newcastle United Football Club. No checks and balances. A loan, I don't know what his title will be, Shola's title, loan officer or whatever.
Manager?
Loan manager. Should be held to account. Okay, look at these players. All these players that came back. Are they good? Have they progressed in their careers? Are they worth more money? Where have they gone? It's I can guarantee not a single loan in Newcastle United since the takeover, probably,
no,
has been successful.
Not
a one.
Anderson.
Well,
Very
you can say and you can say Anderson one.
What Target's loan into the club was successful.
yeah.
Well,
That
no,
wasn't
but
Shola.
no,
But
but
the only problem was that we signed him on a long
I'm
term contract.
yeah, it was successful.
That wasn't a problem either.
It was
but, I mean,
it was successful for Target. That's about it. But that I'm talking about outgoings, and we're supposed to send them to clubs that they become better players. They get game time. Not one single one of those guys, except for Anderson, that got loaned out here and there.
can we just address
No.
this Target issue? Let's look at
Uh,
the facts.
what facts, man? What do you
He
want?
was absolutely instrumental in us avoiding relegation. So we then signed him, and then
100%.
and in the January we then signed Byrne, who then took over the left back role when Target got injured. Did so well that he was part of the best defence in the league, so Target couldn't get his game back. Because Byrne was playing so well at left back as part of the best defence in the league that Target couldn't get his game back. Target then got injured again and then had the eczema issues, da-di-da-di-da.
Don't say it, man. You're trying to help him out.
Meanwhile, to get cover for Byrne, we signed Lewis Hall, who then came in and was absolutely outstanding. So again, Target was playing second fiddle or even third fiddle when Botman was playing to Lewis Hall. So that was no fault of Target. That didn't alter that didn't diminish his abilities at all. Well, other than the fact, obviously, not playing regularly diminishes your ability. But other than that, he got injured, and we signed another left back. Well, who turned out to be a left back.
Old news, man.
Who was the best defence in the league. I rest my case.
Okay, the best defense.
So get off Target's back is what I'm saying.
No,
So
we're not gonna get off Target back because
wasn't
he's on a contract that he didn't deserve, never deserved. Maybe 50K a week or something.
Why hasn't Target been played in cup matches or?
Exactly. Eddie Howe doesn't rate him, so why do you?
Because we had two better ones in Lewis Hall.
Okay then. So he's not good enough. He needs to be sold. Plain and simple.
Yeah, but who's gonna sign him on $100,000 a week?
Exactly. So you admit there's a fuck up then. Good job.
No, I don't
so
admit
now
there's
you
a
have
job.
tongue-tied himself into agreeing with it. Yeah, you did. Okay, go. Oh, man. It's over. Ding, 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 ding.
We are knackered.
All right, Wayne. The loan deal situation, you admit we're knackered, right? I mean, the loan manager, none of them work.
Amiobi,
By the way,
the likes of the Scottish second division teams that he's loaning players to. And,
but
I think after the Target deal, we should just went Target. You've done an amazing job. Well, thank you very much. Get your ass back, Aston Villa.
Hey, Rico's 100K a week. Oh my God, that's a lot. Yeah, well, but tell Win that because he's happy with that one. Some Palm Mags were saying that Ross is in charge of loans now, above Shola. So
no, Loss is in charge of the whole football thing.
The whole thing.
Shola is still loan manager.
That makes no sense anyway. So is that going?
Is Ross the guy that was Sunderland manager?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we now have in charge of us. Sorry, lads, I'm trying not to laugh. We now have somebody in charge of us who was Sunderland manager.
Yep.
Yeah, that's weird. Let's go with comments then, folks. Before we finish up, Kenny W. I always thought part of the Trips deal was the end of his. Oh, we read that one. Sorry. John Stern. You can see why Eddie Howe wanted McGinn now. That leadership is priceless. It's a delicate balancing act. I would agree with that.
There's another player I would have in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I would too. But it seems like Aston Villa don't want to sell, and at this point,
well, why wouldn't they?
At this point, between Aston Villa, Newcastle, Spurs, very much clubs in the same level playing field. So I don't know. First of all, McGinn, I don't know if he'll go. Second of all, Aston Villa are not going to feel intimidated by Newcastle nor Spurs, none of those clubs. So I don't know. I think they want a lot of money for him as well. So we'll have to see, I guess. Pont Mags. First we'll go Liam Knowles here. PIF aren't dodgy. GM and Man U, they won't release stadium news until it's completely sealed with government and consuls. Ragatoni. Jordan is a bell end, but when it comes to the business side of the business, he's generally bang on
No
the money.
money.
Liam says if we had done it, we wouldn't have Champions League this season with points deduction.
That's
Well,
dead right. 1 point deducted, and we ain't in the Champions League.
Liquid Metalman, isn't the French league free from PSR restrictions?
Nope.
Can't PIF buy a mid-range club? Listen, mate, the loopholes, there are thousands of them, but PIF are not bothered to use them. Plain and simple. They're not. They're not. Stephen Harker, we have loads of money this summer. We've bid 2 club record for and win PIF, not POF. Our fine things take time. We will get a new training facility and stadium soon. It was 10-year plan, a 5-year plan, picture, whatever. I don't know. Yeah, but right now the club needs money though, so we need to. Some things are happening now that we need to be taken care of. Toon Nut, can't believe people would want trips to go for pennies. Keep him. His class would cost a fortune to replace him. Sell him for pennies makes no sense. You can't buy a player for what we'd sell him for.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Interesting.
Unless he wants to go, in which case I
you
would
let him go.
accede to his wishes.
Punt Mags, that's why we're going in for third-rate targets, and it's getting worse. It's Punt Mags. The Adventure of Rex, so that's what Win wanted. No, actually, he wanted 7th, 8th target. The Adventure of Rex, Eddie is not making the bids for players. He even said that. There you go.
Says he's not in charge of the money.
Jefferson
But
says,
Eddie's-
no, he didn't say he's not in charge of the money, though. He said,
is Eddie saying that now to back away from it?
yeah,
Is he giving the likes of Win the chance to say, it's not our Audi that's done this, it's somebody else?
Listen, I just ask you to use basic logic. If Eddie can could pay what
well,
you know,
if
just
there's
say,
a budget, why
well,
would he?
we'll go 90 million instead
if
of
there-
85 fannying around.
If
Why
there's
would
a
he not buy
because-
Gay?
because
Why
I
would
would
he not
because
buy-
I would assume he's got a brain on him, and he knows he can't just spend all the money when we need the money for other positions. Come on, man. And by the way, on Sesco, we went all in. We went all in, man. So I don't know. Jefferson says the cult of Howe is real, like zombies, man. Ha ha ha. There you go, the man in the middle. Barnwick says, keep Isak for another season, sign Wissa and sign Samu for 60 million and loan him back for 12 months. Sorted.
Eh?
There you go. That's an idea, I guess.
Buy Samu for 60 million and then loan him back. Well, that's one thing we're definitely not going to do. If we are spending 60 million, it's to get at least on the bench.
I'm guessing he means for PIF. Sorry, financial fair play.
Adventures of Rex says Graham Bailey said it is not 80 million for him, more like 60 million for Samu. Liquid Metalman, when Ekitike failed at PSG and ended up in Frankfurt, how did we miss that opportunity? Well, was that 13, 15 million pound or something like silly like that?
No,
silly
60
like that.
million euros.
Why did we even miss on that? I don't know. Again, not fit for purpose. That's what's going to happen. Irish Assassin, 100 million for Isak plus Ekitike. Wouldn't that be crazy? Yeah.
No, I would give them 120. I would give Isak for 120 plus Harvey Elliott.
Lads,
Oh,
I think us bedwetters are keeping very quiet about the transfer window at the minute, trying to back the team. But I do think after the window closes, we need to have a show with
the happy clappers and the bedwetters. Man.
Yeah, happy clappers and bedwetters in regards
With-
to how the transfer windows went, and to be
Absolutely.
We certainly will.
honest with each other.
Gaz says we're screwed as it stands. There you go. Let me see. I don't know how to say the guy's name there. Bjorn
Bjarnason.
Says the Nufc will not sell Isak, and Isak are unhappy in the club. He was already faking an injury for 3 weeks, and next he will have a lot of injuries this season, and Newcastle will end in 15th place. Man, that's tough. Well, those are the chats right there. Appreciate everybody coming on. Listen, we're gonna call it a day, aren't we? We gotta go. I gotta go eat for certain. So
Paul Morris there, seeing. Get Win out of the bars.
No, you
Most
got
of
to
the
pay
time
the.
he keeps us happy. Clappers subscribed.
Yeah, well, you need to bail him out. Those rules, man. You can do that with anybody, by the way. But people just choose to put him in jail because, again, the vast majority believe that he is knackered.
We are knackered.
So there you go. Listen, tomorrow we'll try to come up live at midday as well. So mods, thank you very much for your job. Subscribers for your job you're doing. Subscribers, thank you very much for being on the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. And tomorrow we're live once again, as I said. And again, hopefully some good news for from Newcastle's end. I don't know, but we shall see.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Anyways, folks, thank you very much indeed for everything. Thank you, Boki. Thank you, Win. Thank you, Dr. Omar as well, who was there and
he had to go for family reasons.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see you later, folks. Thank you very much indeed. Take care. Bye-bye.
Away the lads.